Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I want to talk about mods, speed, and then everything that has to do with it. Speed is king, but is it everything? Let's jump into it. With mods, speeds are very important. When you look at your entire roster, you want it to be fast. And if you think about it, if you look at what affects counters, what are you looking for? When have you ever looked at a star killer and been like, you need this damage threshold to beat this team, or you need, or looked at a specific team and been like, I need this much damage to be able to get a counter. If I get this much damage, then that counter works, and if I don't have this much damage or this much potency or etc. Sometimes with tenacity and potency, there are some weird things like that, but 99% of the time, it's gonna be, do you outspeed them? Then the counter works, and if you don't, does it affect the counter? And that's why speed is king. Going first can be very powerful in many teams. There are always exceptions to the rule. There's characters like General Kenobi, Droideka, the Seer Junda team that you'll want to have slow, or there's characters that really don't matter, like Set. You can, or even Sith Trooper. Like Sith Trooper, I just mod purely for damage. Like I just want him to be as doing as much damage as possible. All offense primaries and then crit damage. I don't care about his speed all that much. I just need as much offense as possible. And then for these, you just want like offense. He has 6 mods just because he's a pilot. But essentially, I don't care. I don't care. Like ideally, I wanted offense percent here, and all you're looking for is damage, like as much damage as you can get. So my R7 Sith Trooper has over 10k damage. That's a good amount of damage, and that's all I'm looking for this dude. I could care less about his speed, but those are exceptions, and you can build them whenever you want. Like sometimes you just have to build pilot mods. I call them my shame mods. Sometimes I just build shame mods off stream because I need them. I need pilot mods. It's not a big deal. Or sometimes I'll build like 15 speed mods. They don't hit any more speed. I'll just throw them on a pilot. Not a big deal. But that's why speed is king. Speed is very, very important. If you don't have speed, then it affects your entire roster. When you look at your opponent, what's the first thing that you're looking, other than the relics and teams they have? You're thinking, what speeds do they have? What's their fastest character? What's their teams look like? Because if you have a speed advantage, then you have a clear-cut advantage against an opponent, and that's why it's important. But is it everything? Absolutely not. You still need the correct sets, and you still need the correct primaries for a lot of characters. Like Starkiller. Is speed king for Starkiller? I love speed. I love speed on Starkiller. I like him taking turns. He's 304 speed for me. Is that absolutely necessary? No. But what do you want? You want damage. I have offense primary here, crit damage, offense. So you want offense on him, and that's and with decent speed, that's what you're looking for. That's but so the sets and the primaries matter. You can't just focus only on speed and say like, oh, this is a mod that has speed, then this is the mod for Starkiller because I want Starkiller to go fast. No, modding takes critical thinking, and that's what it makes modding difficult. Like overall, build good mods, build fast mods, focus on mods. Follow my modding guide, which I'll have up in the description and linked at the end. But speed is king, but you also have to focus on other things. Percent secondaries. Let's talk about percent secondaries. So JML, a lot of players, when I see them modding JML, they don't have good percent secondaries. They'll ignore them and they'll say like, oh, well, I have all protection primaries and decent speed, and that's all I need for JML. And they could have like blazing fast speed. And no, like some characters are stat hungry. Some characters want all the stats in the world. And JML, while speed is very important, I do like him above 550 speed. You also need protection, right? Like his damage is based off protection, his survivability. While he has protection, he's taunting with Jedi team. Like you want protection. So on these diamonds and squares where you can't get protection primaries, you get good protection secondaries, at least 10%. So I have 11% protection here. I have 10% protection here. I have potency, some speed. Percent protection, some potency, and some speed. That's what you're looking for JML. JML loves potency. He loves going first. He loves controlling the enemy GL. He loves having thick daddy protection so that he can deal some good damage and then take some decent hits. So it's important when you build and that's why I say you got to farm Jabba when you have the crystal incomes, and also have a good fleet so that you can farm, that you can do your crystal refreshes. It's because you need to build a volume of mods, because you're going to build some of these mods that have excellent substats, and then you're going to build some really lackluster mods as well that just are purely for speed. Like let's look at Darth Revan. I modded Darth Revan originally for speed. He used to be the fastest character in my account for a very long time. I ended up slowing him down a lot to share some love with some other characters, but also because with Malgus, he doesn't have to be blazing fast anymore. Malgus gives him a good amount of speed. So for Revan, he pretty much, like, survivability is great, damage can be great, but it doesn't matter. I just modded him pretty much for speed. That's it. And the secondaries aren't crazy. Like honestly, the secondaries on this one's pretty good. But it's a crit damage set with health, defense, potency, speed. If this was like a speed set or something, or a health set, it would be a banger. But it doesn't matter. Same thing, like a little bit of offense, but some speed. The secondaries here like don't matter. These are honestly not good examples. Like here you go, crit chance with 28 speed. With all these stats, like don't matter for Darth Revan. All I need from him is to pretty much be fast, use his mechanics, survive, and then he does naturally really good damage. So with his stacks of ferocity. So all I'm saying is there are characters out there that just need to be blazing fast, like Imperial Troopers. I don't know anything. Honestly, I have absolutely no recollection what sets other than a speed set is on Piet. I don't know what primaries. I don't know. I don't care. I haven't looked at it in forever. I just care about the speeds, and I make sure like, hey, he has 6 dot mods in the speed. So let's look at these mods. Like, I don't care about these. Honestly, this is kind of a banger mod too. Yeah, so this, like defense primary, tenacity, secondary stats that don't matter. Like, yeah, they're percent stats. Let's see this. This is a perfect example. It's still, I don't know what I was thinking. This is kind of a crap mod. This is a very old modded character, but if you look at it, it's just flat stats. Honestly, I shouldn't have even created this mod. This is an absolute crap mod. But hey, this shows that we're not all perfect, right? But if this had a lot more speed, I would understand. God, this is a bad mod. But sometimes you just need speed mods. You just need, but this Piet has been doing his job. Oh, I remember what I did. I think I slowed down Piet for whatever reason. But like, I don't care. Like crit chance. Yeah, sure. Whatever. 10%. Doesn't matter. Defense primary, crap secondaries, it doesn't matter. Like I just need some speed on him. I just need literally some speed. And his speed is fine, like a 25, a 24, 24, 25, and a 17, I guess. So maybe one day I'll replace this and put this on a pilot or something. But overall for this mod, it's fine. Like overall, absolutely fine. This character is fine. I had no idea what like defense health, like I guess he's modded kind of for survivability, but it doesn't matter. He could be modded for damage, he could be modded for potency, he could be modded for whatever. Like it doesn't matter, because Piet is there for his abilities and for him to just go fast and to keep that turn meter train going and to do imperial ambitions. So moral of the story, secondaries are important, but you need to build a plethora of mods. And a lot of players, they have, especially like older players, have really weird ways of doing things. And my system, while it's not may not be perfect for everyone, it gives you thresholds that are, one, easy to follow, but two, also have a high potential to create 25 plus speed mods. And when you look at mods to work, so if I'm looking at my mods, right, and I'm like, and I have plenty of mods that hit my my speed threshold right now that I still need to work, but if I look at these, right, and I say, okay, this one's plus 14, so this one is fine, but I haven't taken it up yet. Why? It doesn't have offense percent here, so it's just sitting there in my account, and maybe I'll do something, maybe I won't with it. But if you look at these, like a lot of these mods hit my speed thresholds of over, 3 hits, 14, 15. Like, I have an absolute ton of them, but I haven't taken them to 6 dots yet because, one, I'm working a large volume of mods and I have the option, but two, I'm focusing my mods on like what sets do I need, what primaries do I need, but also what's the quality of the mod. Does it have offense percent? If it's just a generic mod, is it a set that I would want with defensive stats that has like protection, health percent, defense percent, or if it's an offensive mod, or just like a speed mod, which it could really be both. Does it have like flat offense percent, crit chance, all the things I want? Does it have percent stats, or is it have a bunch of like flat stats like this, where it's like health, flat protection, and crit chance? Like, yeah, this isn't the greatest mod in the world, but it's okay. Like, it's a fine mod. I could even 6 dot it if I really wanted to. Like, B1, he wants offense percent, he wants some crit chance as well. So this isn't the worst mod in the world to 6 dot. But a lot of players would say, oh, like 2 flat stats, I'm not going to work this. But this could still be a very good mod for that character. And something like this, like crit chance, health, potency, with a crit damage mod. Yeah, absolutely. I would 6 dot this. But there's some mods that just don't have the potential. But if you look at these, I have tons of mods, right? Tons of mods. And you have to look at, if you have a good system overall, your mods should look like this. You should have tons of mods that, whenever I build a new character and I'm like, oh, okay, I have to gear this character, I have a income of mods that have the 6 dot potential, to still hit plus 25, that are just sitting there to be worked. But some of them are just like crap, like this defense percent 3 with 15. Not very good. 2 flat stats. It does have offense percent here, but this isn't a very good mod. Honestly, it has potential. It could still be 16 plus 12, so 20. 28. It could be a plus 28 mod, and then if it hits this protection, it could be like some ridiculous protection if you what do you call it, calibrate out this protection and it hits offense percent. So it could be a banger. Like, it can be an absolute banger of a mod, if you worked it. But you have to look at overall, when you look at these mods, what's the best for your account? What does it have percent stats? Then prioritize those. Does it have the sets and the primaries that you need? Then work those. But as you can see, a lot of people are saying that they only work certain things, or they only work certain mods, and they may have the mod volume and inventory where they can be really selective, and they only 6 dot mods or slice mods that have only all percent stats, or only offense and speed, or whatever it is that they're looking for. But you have to look at where you are in the game, and if you haven't been playing for 8 years, chances are you have tons of characters that still need good mods. So work mods with the priority. You just have to use critical thinking. use the speed thresholds that I gave you, work the mods based on those. But if it has 3 flat stats and decent speed, but you have other mods that have percent stats and primaries that you need, then work those. Don't work the ones that have all flat stats. So you have to really look at it from with like through a lens of overall what's the potential of this mod. And if you just ignore everything and you build only speed, chances are you're still going to build good mods overall, because you'll naturally work some ones. But I'm saying focus on the ones that have the right sets, the right primaries for what you need, and have percent secondaries. And overall, that's going to strengthen your mods in your account. And as you build a good volume, like once you get Smuggler's Run 2 with Java and you're doing 3 mod refreshes and you have a good balance of farming, slicing material, and new mods, then you should have a good amount of mods in here that are plus 14, plus 15 speed for you to work to 6 dot. And you just prioritize what do you need for your characters. What characters are you modding right now? And honestly, the level that I build my account and how fast, and I build it very quick. I get a good amount of relics very quickly. I farm my big farms in a pretty quick manner. So I'm still able to build my mods and my sets as fast as I'm getting new characters, and I'm very happy with that. And I'm using my system and my philosophies that I put out there. So overall, mod speeds is king. You should focus on slicing using high potential mods, and then what you slice or what you work, you have to look at critical thinking on where you want to put your effort in. And once you start building a good set of mods and you have enough to work, focus on primaries that are good, focus on sets that are good, focus on percent stats. Like this is not a good mod for me overall. Flat protection, flat health, tenacity primary with defense. Like this is not a good mod. But what's it doing for me? It's giving Thrawn plus 15 speed, so he has a decent speed. He's acting at a decent speed because it really doesn't matter. I would love some like protection or some survivability on Thrawn, but sometimes if you have these mods that are just pretty lackluster, but they still have decent speed, you can find a home for them and they can still elevate your account. Because if you have good speed mods on every single one of your characters or all the important ones, then overall you're going to have an effective roster. And then the characters that are stat hungry, that do want all the right mods, you're still going to be able to build banger mods like this, like health percent, decent speed, over 6% offense, and a little bit of protection. Like I'm still building mods like this using my speed guides where I'm focusing on building good speed mods. But sometimes you find those mods that just like have decent stats overall. Like this is what you're looking for. And sometimes they don't pan out right. Like it didn't hit that last hit on speed, but it's still 22 and it has 5.69 offense. So I'm looking 5 offense, over 6% offense, almost over 5% offense, over 6% offense. Like I'm building good mods here, using my system where I am focusing on not only speed, but also what primaries, what sets, and then percent stats. And sometimes for some, especially for GLs or characters that are really stat hungry, sometimes take them to 6A if you want to. And that's how you build these banger mods that just have cracked out stats, because that's how you get GLs that have excellent stats overall. And you can't look at it as this single line of like only speed. Like, and if you look at these aren't super fast mods. They're 24, 22, 19, 24, 23, 24, like not super cracked out speeds, but these are banger mods. You want health percent with absolutely cracked out offense on these character on Ray, and that's what I have here with decent plus 20 speed is what I'm looking for, and that's the only thing I care about. Health primaries, offense, high offense secondaries, and then decent speed secondaries. So you can't think like only speed. Like speed is king. Focus on speed, build good speed mods, find homes for those good speed mods, but farm the right sets, farm the right primaries, and then focus your energy on percent stats. And the way you do that is through, honestly, even those gray mods. Like even though I take all my gray mods to level 9, I'll take some to level 12 who have like great percent stats and then the right primaries and the right sets. And that's how I focus on building good mods. And then also, what am I 6-dotting that are 5A? Am I gonna 6-dot a speed mod that has 3 hits with 15 speed but has 3 flat stats when I have all those mods that have percent stats or good primaries or good sets? Like, probably not, right? If it's a slow week, then I'll go in and start working those lower potential ones that are still good with 3 hits at 14 speed or 3 hits at 15 speed. But I'm a focus on the ones that have percent secondaries, that have the right sets, the right primaries, and that's how I build my mods. But you have to use critical thinking. You have to look at, like, my guide on how to build plus 25 speed mods is just a guide on literally how to build plus 25 speed mods. It's not how to build fantastic mods for every single character in your account. So you have to look at, like, do some mods don't need speed? Like, if you're building a Marin set, she can literally have 0 speed in her account. She needs tenacity, she needs potency, she needs protection, defense even. So you have to look at mods that are irregular and then mod her for that. So you have to use swgoh.gg. You have to look at the entirety of who you're modding, and then you have to just build good mods, and then you'll be all right. And sometimes you have to go outside the norm for things like Sith Trooper set, General Kenobi, Marin, Droideka. If you wanted to, a really slow Jedi Knight Luke. I personally like a fast Jedi Knight Luke, but it's up to you. So overall, what I'm saying is use critical thinking. Use my speed thresholds to build good mods, but don't hard focus on that. You also have to build good mods overall, that have good percent secondaries, that have good sets, good primaries overall. Yeah, so if you have anything to say about this, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate you guys and your comments and your viewpoints on modding and just everything you do and what your procedures are. So let me know. Other than that, I will see you all next time. Take care.